What's up, everybody? This is Kelly D. And today we giving you the light being shit with DJ Madco. It's our special guest, DJ Madco. We're going to fix you the mix. Okay. We're going to talk about some issues, what's going on today. Look, everybody got to realize we got a new president coming in. And we hope that he will represent the people and our interests. But what can we be doing to make our own lives matter? What can we do ourselves to make our own living situation better? So that's what the light being shit is about. That's what the show is about. What can you do? Instead of just thinking about what the government is doing and what this politician or that politician is doing, what can you do to improve your own life? So we're going to start with the mix from DJ Madco.
All right. Hey, thank you for letting me be on this Kelly D live show.
That's right.
Featuring this light being shit because, it seemed like I haven't hooked up with anybody, like-minded to, do this together. So I appreciate you letting me come on here.
And I appreciate you and your efforts in the community and to bring awareness and to enlighten some people to some issues. You're not trying to, force anybody to accept your own beliefs. You're giving them some information and your opinions about it, and they can make their own decisions. And so it's fair here at Light Being. We're not trying to force anybody to believe how we believe, but on certain issues we just want to give our opinions, and our opinions are based on the fact that we've been in the community. DJ Madco been in the community and working with families and showing people how to be entrepreneurs, especially young people. He's been working with the young people for years, and he's had some success. So at that point, when a person is having success in what they do with their family, it will really help you with your situations. So we talk about relationships, we talk about family, we talk about community, we talk about life and how you can maintain yourself, whether everybody else is going crazy or not. You could be at home living a good life. So that's what Light Being Shit is about.
That's right.
And that's what DJ Madco is about.
That's
so we're going to bring you some really, really hot music and hot mixes from DJ Madco. 2021 is going to be a good year for him. And people going to recognize his talents and what he brings to the situation. So right now we're going to go into the mix.
All right.
Kelly D, DJ Madco.
Yes. Thank you for letting me be on this Kelly D live show. And everything she said was right. Word. Check it out. What up, doe?
Clap your hands, everybody, if you got what it takes. Cause I'm clap your hands, everybody. If you clap your hands, everybody. If you clap your hands, clap your hands, everybody. Clap your hands, clap your hands, everybody. If you got what it takes. Cause I'm Curtis Blow, and I want you to know that these are the breaks. Brakes on the bus, brakes on the car, brakes to make you a superstar, brakes to win and brakes to lose. But these here brakes will rock your shoes, and these are the breaks. Break it up. Another man, and she runs off with him to Japan. And the IRS says they want to tag.
aka motherfucking Madco.
Break money. Break it up, break it up, break it up, break it down.
You do have a voice at this time. They will have to listen to us. They protested at the Capitol, and we will be heard. So please, give us what we want.
Love.
Give us the right to protect our families.
Jimmy Melvin never went to school. The man pledged allegiance. He said it wasn't cool. Never made Jimmy proud. Now Jimmy lives on a bus.
Hey, these motherfuckers sent, Kelly D, these motherfuckers sent me the stimulus check, but they sent it to a card that I don't have anymore. So, you know, for the past couple of days, I've been like looking for this money, trying to find it, and I can't find it. And I was like, fuck it, you know, I can't really do nothing with $600 anyway. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you know, that's just for a night for you to be human. You know, for you to get your essentials and some pizza for the kids, and you know, and there's nothing wrong with that. But you know what? You know, they ain't sent $1,000 for these single women and children no food stamps. I think they gave them, what, $100 extra one time about 6 months ago when the pandemic started. So I feel that they're not representing the women and children here, because, you know, I'm gonna give them credit for, I think they are respecting the black men a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? I think that the climate is changing on the attack of black men. And so I feel better about that. But at the same time, right now, I don't feel that they're representing the black women and the underprivileged and the children right now. But I know maybe they're trying, but as long as we get representation, if Kamala Harris identifies as a woman of color, then I would expect her to represent us in some of these matters, as far as you know, during the pandemic we need extra money to take care of our families. There's single women out here, you know, that are responsible for their children. And I don't think that there's a woman alive that just don't want to be responsible for her own children, take care of them. But if you can't, you can't. Hey, so you need some help.
Can I interject for a second?
Oh yeah.
Because she made a point about, you know, the black man, so-called black man, being starting to be accepted. You know, my outlook on that, because it ties in with what she's saying, that, you know, no woman wants to just be, you know, responsible for the whole family and her household, and the man ain't doing shit. Okay, back to my point about the men getting respect. Men aren't gonna get no respect. I don't give a fuck what color you are anyway, unless you're progressive, unless you got power. I did a live on this shit the other night, and I want people to understand that men have power. And if you don't utilize your power to help them, you know, you're not gonna get anything from any woman, black, Mexican. You ain't gonna get shit if you don't have the power. And not only from the women, but from the powers that be. the powers that be is the powers that's in control of this earth right now. So when you don't have no power, the powers that be has your power. So you don't get no respect from them either. So black, you know what I'm saying, black men who recognize their power and utilize their power in the right way will get respect and will move a fucking mountain, whether the negative opponent like it or not. And once they get their shit together, then women are attracted to power. So, I made the point the other day on my live. I was like, niggas think they out here choosing these females, and you know what I'm saying, they think they macking and everything. And I'm telling you, the females choose the men because the men is with the power. And if you don't have, sometimes men act like they have power, they be faking and shit, and the female find out later on and she gets rid of them. So I just had to interject that in there, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Be a man. Be a man, and you'll find a woman that will respect you. Be a woman, you'll find, a man who will respect you. And that's what I'm about. I've been a woman for a long time. I've been on my own for a long time. I was raised in a single parent household. I know my father. Me and my father was always really tight, but he wasn't in the home because him and my mother didn't get along, that type of thing. So you're raising women and men as children in a broken home. But as long as they see strong role models, they can be strong. And so peace out to all the single mothers and fathers, because madco,
yes, I am a single father,
is a single father. And my experience with him is I've always seen him with his children, whether we was at the store and he was buying them snacks and goodies, he was taking them to school. He taught them a whole lot. I even patterned my children after his children. He really didn't even know I was looking at him and watching him while he was doing what he was doing.
Okay.
But I was a single mother, and I saw a father always with his children. I said, well, dang. I mean, he always got wet. So if he could do what he was doing, I thought I could do something similar with mine. And we were like comrades at that point. We didn't go around each other, but when we saw each other, it was like, okay, our kids, it
was a mutual respect thing.
Right. We was focused in on
our children
and bringing them up in a society that might not understand where we was coming from.
Right.
And I know a lot of people didn't understand where he was coming from when he was teaching his children how to survive in this world economically.
Right.
And that's a big thing, to know that you have talent and know that you can present yourself to people and they will respect that, and it will turn into dollars. And that's a big thing, and people don't want to tell their children. They always buying their children something and giving them something, and they don't teach them, hey, you can do this yourself. You can have your own ideas. And we've got Facebook and Twitter and all these things. Those people were 16, 18 years old when they made up these companies.
Yes, they were.
So the African Americans, entrepreneurship is a big thing for us, that we can actually teach our children how to survive economically.
Let me, I'm like she said, I'm a single father. I got like 5 children. I got one that's grown, and the youngest one is 6 years old, and so I got two sons, and also I raised my grandson too. and so he like 9 years old, and my son is 9 years old. And I got a daughter that's about to be 18 years old. Her name is Asia Newsom. She's known as Super Business Girl. And I give y'all this information because when they were growing up, just me knowing how tough it was on me growing up, I didn't really have money to, buy, school clothes and stuff like that. I had to wear the clothes my mother. We used to have to go to Goodwill and shit like that. And anyway, to make a long story short, I ended up running into these group of people who were salesmen, and they were like super salesmen. They were selling magazines all over the United States. And I got an opportunity to work with them and travel to the United States. And these niggas was hustlers from all over the United States, Detroit, Atlanta, and we were all travel selling magazines door to door. And the training was so intense and so out cold, I took it in and learned it. What I didn't like about it is I felt like I was being pimped because I was only getting 35% of whatever I was selling. And out of that 35%, I had to pay for this and pay for that. I really wasn't, I was making them rich. I felt like a hoe. So I quit. But I liked the idea of teaching a young person to be self-sufficient and go out there and make that money. So I brought that shit back to the neighborhood. And I recruited young adults, young youth from the age of 8, 9 years old up to teenage years, or 26. And I taught them how to do it, and they appreciated it. And whatever they sold, they got half of it. So, you know what I'm saying? It was able to build up. They were able to buy, these children was making money, okay? This ain't, I ain't even finna get all off into it. But what I'm saying, they were able to pay bills at their homes, at broken families. They were able to buy new shoes and buy their own clothes and stuff. But make a long story short, I continued to do that with my 18-year-old daughter, Asia. And she got noticed by the media. And that's how we blew up. And people don't really know me because they know of Asia, but they don't know me because I was always in the background. I was like the nigga on the owner of the football, the general manager of the football team. I was just making shit happen. And once she got there, and the reason they didn't want me to know, I didn't really give a damn. But the reason why they didn't want people to know, because I was a black man that was exerting the power that I had to motivate the youth to, to better themselves. And black people and a lot of white people did not like it. They felt like I was pimping my children and pimping the kids in the neighborhood. And I'm gonna give it back to you because I know this is the Kelly D show.
What up?
And this mix is hitting. I'm gonna get back to this mix in a minute, but they don't want black men to be known as people with power. And so they quieted it up.
Right, you had power over your own family and your own children and what they were in the neighborhood doing.
Yes.
They were in the neighborhood. Just like they'll celebrate some little kid that has a lemonade stand in the suburbs.
Ain't that crazy? That's crazy. You 100% right.
But you gotta be some sort of pimp on your kids because they was selling candles.
Right.
In the neighborhood. Well, hey, you were teaching them the same entrepreneurship spirit, but because you were black, somebody wanted to say something. But then eventually you got recognized for it and appeared on the Ellen Show with your daughter.
Well, I actually didn't go on the Ellen Show. Her mother did, but I've been on a couple of other shows.
Yeah, but the daughter was on the Ellen Show and she got endorsements and commercials and things of that nature based on you teaching her that there was a way to present herself in a positive light and it would be reciprocated positively instead of in a negative light.
Right.
And a lot of times that is the problem for people because they don't want us to be represented in a positive light. They want to represent us in a negative light. You know, all the crime, all of this, all of that in the neighborhood. But there was a jewel found that someone was here teaching their children and other children about how to be entrepreneurs and how to take their talents.
Right. And why don't they say stuff
and
to the...
have their talents be recognized?
These children watch rap videos, guns and violence. Don't you think that's teaching them something? Okay, but I'm teaching them how to, work and better themselves. And I have people, what I'm saying, you should be ashamed of yourself for having your children. These are my motherfucking children. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a damn I do give a damn what people doing with their children, but I'm not all up in your mix talking about what you doing with your children. I don't give my children vaccines. My children didn't get no vaccines. Okay? Some people give their children vaccines. That's fine with me. That's your decision. You understand what I'm saying? I ain't gonna be mad at you because you gave your children vaccine. So what I'm teaching the people is that whenever you're doing something positive, negativity is going to find it because negativity cannot manifest anything without a power going through it. Do y'all understand that?
Yeah, you got to realize that in America's history, negativity and violence is what sells. And we're taught that the more evil we subject ourselves to, the more successful we'll be.
That's true though. That on the earth, only on the earth, because the word evil spelled. See, first of all, we living on a satanic earth, and satanic is just negative energy at its best. And satanic. When you're satanic, everything is backwards. When you're fucking positive, here comes negative to make it negative. You understand? It don't project positive energy, positive images. It projects negative images, and everybody is seeing these negative energies, and people are living backwards. Evil backwards spells live.
Well, do you agree with the analogy? And it's my personal opinion, and maybe others.
Okay.
But would you agree that anything black, since this is the Light Being show? Yes.
This is the Kelly D show.
Anything black is seen as negative.
Right. I don't agree with that. But I do agree with the analogy of how I do understand how people can view black negative, because when you see black, it's supposed to mean there's no color in it. That don't make no goddamn sense. When it's black, it's the fucking blackest color that you can see. Negative means no color. So negative means like so-called white folks. They have no color. They not even black. They not brown. They not none of that. Okay? And hey, that's the goddamn truth.
Well, that's the state that they find themselves in because, historically, they have taken advantage of people of color. Black, brown, yellow, everything. So, the negativity that they have installed in us is that because you're black, you're on the dark side, you're on this side, and that's not true. Just having soul does not mean that is negative. Just being yourself is not negative. Just having melanin is not negative, but that's what we're taught, that that's the negative energy. But that's really the positive energy, and they haven't accepted that yet. They have not accepted even the soul and the heart in themselves, because there are white people that will protest for Black Lives Matter, and they don't like the white people that are for all humanity either.
Well,
you know?
that's because the white people who's fighting for, they're not fighting for black folks. They really fighting for their rights, because it's white folks out here, so-called white people out there, that's getting fucked over too by so-called white people. And when they feel wrong, if it's black people on their side, that's when they can come together. You understand? But once everything is taken care of, the so-called white people, they go back to their side. You understand? Let me...
Right. If they establish the whites in the ruling class, they're the ruling power, then they feel comfortable. But
as long as they're ruling.
They can't, there's still some facet, like you said, of the white people that can't feel comfortable with that either, because they getting fucked over by the rulers too. You know? And so that's why they join Black Lives Matter and these other organizations, even though those organizations aren't necessarily for the people either.
For the people that I deal with. You understand? Because my opinion is, I don't too much care for Black Lives Matter, because...
Or Antifa or these other...
I don't know about
other organizations.
Antifa.
They're organized. When you organize on a certain subject and you're really not for that subject, then there in your leadership in that, there's a problem.
Look, all lives matter. Anything that's living matter, because matter is negative energy manifested into something that's matter. Like your house is matter, your trash can is matter, your car is matter. All of that shit matter because it is matter. So when you just say Black Lives Matter, you're saying don't nothing else matter. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and it don't make no sense.
The thing of it is when you say Black Lives Matter, that implies that black people feel that white lives don't matter.
Right, that's what I'm saying, and that's where they both got it fucked up.
And there's not a lot of black people that are really pro-black that say that white lives don't matter. We don't really feel that way about the whole situation. You don't have a lot of black people that are totally racist against white people. We like white people. We engage with white people. There's just a certain segment of white people that don't engage with other people. White or black or brown or Arab or all of that, And so that's, I think, what we're against. And maybe we need to be clear on the fact that there is a segment of the population that does not like white, black, brown together. They don't like that. And I think that there are a lot of black people and a lot of white people that will come together, but there is an opposition for that. So we're going to get into DJ Madco and the skate mix. And we're going to let him go ahead.
It's your girl Diamond the Nurse. Diamond the Nurse. Look her up on Instagram. Doing a lot of positive things for black people, so-called black people.
love music. We love soul. We love our entertainers. We love life.
And we love people, especially
And we
melanated
love people. We love people.
I love my sisters. I love my brothers.
And all I can say is I wish that the rest of the world would come around to the rest of the people. You know what I'm saying? I can't change everybody's mind or my way of thinking, but loving people, when you love somebody, you feel good. I don't care if they don't love you back.
When you love somebody, you trust them.
You still feel that good energy. Love is a good energy to have.
Love is true.
Love is true.
It's trust.
You can love somebody that hates you, and guess what? You'll smile. Because if you encounter somebody right now, a white person, and they're a racist, by the time you get finished talking to them, you'll smile. They'll frown because they got that negative energy in them. But when you get finished loving on them, you'll smile. It might be a quirky smile. It might be a smirk. But just because you had enough in yourself to love them, whether they love you or not, you'll be like, okay, it'll make you chuckle. So even the power of love will make you love somebody that hates you and you still feel good. And nobody wants to accept that. These people that hate us because of the color of our skin, they just don't know what that love feeling is. They're missing out on it. We're not missing out on it. They're missing out on the fact that they can be, hey, you know what? Everything is all right there. You all right with me. When you meet someone, black, white, whatever, a man or a woman, when you meet another man and you're like, hey, he all right. He all right with me. That's my man's there. You know that's a good feeling to you that you feel like, hey, he's a cool brother. You know how much power that is for you?
Yes. That's why I was just saying that love is power. And no matter how negative you are, if you around that power for a long time, you're gonna soak so much of it up that you're gonna have power. But a lot of people run away from it because they so used to being negative and manifesting shit for them. You know what I'm saying? That's where the selfishness come in. That's where thinking about yourself come in. You know, those are frequencies of actually hating your fucking self. You understand? You know, and you know, y'all need to go on my Instagram at DJ madco 4, the number 4, and check out some of this knowledge that that I'm spitting out. You know, you can check me out at Darrell, DARRELL, Parnell, PARNELL, at Facebook. Got a lot of lives and stuff on my like being TV shit. And Kelly D is also featured on about 4 or 5 of them. Y'all can, you know, hear us kicking, that real shit like this. So without no further ado, let me go ahead and give it back to you.
Yes, DJ Madco did some mixes of some music that I have. We're working on some things for 2021 because we want to bring some positivity in music, in entertainment, and also we're not people who are just out there for ourselves. You know, the Bible said in the end time they are going to be lovers of themselves. Well, we're not really lovers of ourselves. We just want to present our talents so that they can be recognized and you can enjoy them. Because the soul that is involved with this show and what we're presenting is not selfish. it is for the people to enjoy and to maybe become enlightened on some things that will change some things in our neighborhoods and in our communities. Because other countries have been broken down. This country is going to be broken down community by community if we don't have people who stand up and represent the community. We're a little bit further in our understanding of life than some other communities. That's why people flock to this country. They will swim in an ocean to get here, because their country does not understand the way we understand how to have a home, how to love your neighbor, how to have businesses, and how to fuel the economy with your monies, and how this thing works. They don't really get the chance to understand it because they have negative regimes, just like the communism and all these other socialism, all these things that they're trying to bring the ideology to us. It doesn't work in those countries either, because those people have been oppressed, and we've already been oppressed, so we don't need double oppression from them. We need to understand that we work together here.
Right.
If we can understand that we need to work together here. Facts. If the government can understand that people should not be losing their homes when they cannot go out and work.
Facts.
If the businesses are falling, we cannot go into the business. We can barely go to grocery stores and eat food. You can barely have water. So that's like the other countries who have experienced that, and they brought it here.
Okay.
And so now what are the people supposed to do? We're not going to riot in the streets. I do give the black community some sort of, kudos for not just rioting in the streets and just tearing this motherfucker up, because they could.
For good reason.
There's violence going on, but it's a personal thing. But at this point, no one has the black community has not just said, look, fuck everything, we just gonna tear all this motherfucker up. And that's what they were treating us like we were gonna do, but we are not going to do that.
Right, you brought up something about, I want to touch on the fact, she brought up on something about the Bible saying that the men will be lovers of themselves. And, the Bible, if you read the Bible, okay, hey, that's big, respect to you, okay? Because I don't disrespect none of these books, the Quran, none of these books, because they all have positive messages in them. But those books weren't written for us. We didn't even know about the Bible or nothing like that until they brought it over here. Okay, so what were we talking about before that? You see what I'm saying?
Well, on that subject, that's a very good subject. That's a very good subject. And shout out to Worldwide Core Radio. I would like to acknowledge them and the Moorish Science and the Melanics and the returning citizens and everyone else that's been keeping the peace, because we have not had a lot of violence in the city of Detroit, which we live in, that they represent us as. Because I've been to other cities, and I'm telling you, if you go to another city, the violence that we occur in Detroit is nothing like other cities. if there are 2-3 incidences in this city, there are 100 in other cities. And we have maintained the law here as far as we're community, and there's not a lot of what they're saying. Murder capital, I'm not buying that, because we're not that. You may have 1 or 2. I got a television. If I turn on the news, if there is 2 incidences a night, I feel blessed, because I was in other cities and I could see where there was 100 incidences to our 2. And we're being depicted as black people are so violent. That's wrong. We've had some incidences, but I think that it's inciting, because we are not as bad as other places. Washington and other places have been much worse than Detroit. Second of all, the religious aspect and having Arab citizens here and black Muslims and all of that, we've been depicted as violent, and I don't think that violence has been perpetuated here.
I guess that's what people, people on the earth decide they're going to, like I said about the belief thing, and I did a live on belief. Go back and look that up so you'll understand what belief is. But a lot of people belong to something, to whatever they believe on this earth. But me, I belong to the sun. I belong to the light. I belong to the truth. I don't belong to nobody. No, I don't worship I don't worship Jesus. I don't worship Allah. I don't even worship the sun. If anybody, I should worship myself. If anything, I should love myself and worship the light in me. I worship the truth.
Right. But knowledge is key, because you have a lot of knowledge. You know, and you might not want to say what you know, but you know of the other religions and what they believe.
Right,
and
right.
You might present it and say, well, what do you think? And that's what I respect about you as a person. Now that I'm getting to know you, you don't discredit anyone's beliefs. You will present someone's beliefs and give other people a chance to decide whether they think it's right or not.
Because I can't judge nobody.
Right, you're not judgmental at all, and especially on this show, we will present a side of a people and give them the chance to say yay or nay, or we believe this or we believe that. But we don't judge people. And I've had experiences. I grew up in Detroit at Highland Park and Dearborn.
One of the toughest places to grow up at back in the day. It's
a very difficult place to grow up.
Yes,
but I've always had men around me who have given me knowledge of certain things, and I know it probably gets on a lot of men that I know nerves, because I have a lot of extended family, friends, like DJ Madco. Like I said, our kids grew up together.
Yes.
And certain knowledge that I knew that you might have, I never approached and asked and said, well, what is going on with this? But when I did approach you, I remember your face when you looked at me. I was like, what's going on with the election and Donald Trump and Joe? What's going on with this thing? And the face you gave me when I acknowledged that I thought you knew more than me, and I wanted to know what your opinion was on some certain things. it was like you looked at first, you were shocked, but you had a pleased look on your face, like the sister just asked me
Right.
for my opinion on this situation. And I remember you gave me your opinion. Remember, we were up, and it was the kids were at school or something, and I saw you, and I was like, well, what do you think? And you were like, and you told me.
I was like, well, you know, let's see what's going on, because I really don't know. You know, a lot of people saying this and a lot of people saying that. I'm like, I think we gotta let it play out. But from what I know, from what I searched, you know what I'm saying, shit seemed a little crazy. Then I suggested that you might do it. I said, you know, and you do a little bit deeper digging and come back to me. And we'll see what we both have.
And that's how the conversation between us started. And DJ Madco with his Madco DJing skills. This Madco in the mix.
In the earth and on the earth.
To dance our way out of our constriction.
I love that 70s shit back in the day and that 80s, early 80s music. I think that was some of the best music that they ever put out. I enjoy mixing, especially that house music from the 70s.
Yeah.
That
you know, house music derived from George Clinton and funk and all of that. Here in Detroit, you know, all they would do was speed up George Clinton in the mix.
Like them niggas was from Michigan.
George
like Grand
Clinton
Rapids or
is
something.
one of the most prolific artists of our time. He's recognized, but they don't really understand or like you say, overstand the depth and the love and the care in which the movement that he created and the enlightenment that he has brought to the earth on certain matters, politically, socially, and all of that. He's a brilliant man. I know him personally. I've met him. I know his family. I know all his kids. So, I had a friend who was a drummer. We've known each other since we were 7 years old. And he told me when we was babies that he was going to play drums for George Clinton. So shout out to Gabe Gonzalez, because we had goals because we had talents, and we brought those talents forth, and we brought a whole thing to the world that was a lot different than what other people were bringing. And we also have love and intentions towards those ones who are stuck in the
Energy.
the negative energy. But the thing of it, I mean, they got me too, because I was a sex symbol and I'm still a sex symbol.
Okay,
but
okay.
But I'm a deeper person than that, and
Sex
people that
symbol
know
in the
me,
house.
right? And people know me more so for my views and other things, and being a mother and bringing up my children. You didn't even know who I was the way that I am, and we were raising our children, and you always thought, you know, and now that you know what I do, you're like, damn, I didn't even realize that that's who you were.
Right.
You know, when I just would see you with your children and taking them to art class and artist visit. Shout out to
Right.
Chad, shout out to John and George and Alicia and Anne Marie and the babies and all of that. And like I said, I was involved in those things, and then people saw me bringing up kids along with your kids, you know. But I was a big stickler on education. I just had genius children, just like Asia's a genius, you know. And you recognize that. And so I recognized in my kids, and you kind of looked at me like, dang, these kids are what?
Yeah.
You know, because my own experience was I had children as a mother, and to this day I'm still cool with their fathers and all of that, because you know, I had my husband passed, and I had some other issues, you know. As a young woman, I was younger than him, and he passed, and then I was left at like 20 something. What, I mean, you think I would, you know, wouldn't have a male figure in my life, you know, at that point. And I had other children. I brought them up by myself, but with the help of their fathers. And so when I encountered other people, they really didn't know what to think. And then when the kids grew up and I turned my whole situation around, and they got scholarship. Both my daughters got the presidential scholarship.
Yeah.
Yeah. They got full rides to college. They were straight A students. Everybody's like, they, you know, thought because they were raised in the ghetto. And I remember I called city council and everybody, and I said, I had my daughter, two of my oldest daughters, and my 3 or 4 or 5 nieces, all of them got presidential scholarships, full rides to college based on, you know, their schoolwork and everything. They were really smart girls. And so they kind of looked at me like they looked at you about Asia.
Okay.
And they were like, oh, this ghetto bitch. And, you know.
They looked at me a little bit more negative, though.
Yeah, but no, they looked at me negative, too, because they was like, this ghetto bitch got these kids and blah, 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 blah. But when they looked at the results, they couldn't deny the results. But they didn't want to give that credit to me either.
Okay. Okay.
of how you would perceive me when I was bringing them up. You be like, yeah, she saw me with my kids all the time. I saw her with her kids all the time.
Right.
That's
right.
all I ever saw.
Right.
And they were either going to a program or they were going to school. That's why it's so bad now with the pandemic. Kids not going to school and this and that and going to the programs and learning from people and all of that, you know. But while you were doing what you were doing, I was doing what I was doing. And you were like, well, what are you doing? You know, because you're a smart man. And at the same time, I had a little imprint on your kids. And you were like, oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, see, the thing is,
You influenced my kids, but see, Asia used to look at me all the time on the slide, but you caught her a couple of times.
Yeah.
Because she used to come up to me and talk to me all the time, like, no problem.
Okay.
But you caught her on the slide, he was like, okay, well, that's cool, you know, she want to be like her. And you kind of was like, okay, that's cool. And you looked at the kids and you said, well, wait a minute. And now, like I said, they got president's scholarship. They was in college when they was 13 and 14 years old. They was going to Henry Ford, Wayne County Community College here in Detroit. A lot of parents didn't know you could put your kid in college instead of going to high school.
Hey, you know what?
And plus going to high school.
Kelly D, you know what I was doing different?
And
See,
homeschooling that you doing now, people doing now, we was doing that.
Whole
We were
different
doing the whole
homeschool.
time.
Right, I was
It was
already
different, but
homeschooling.
we were doing that.
Already homeschooling. But you know, I was taking my children out, and people would think that I was actually taking them out, but actually I was following them, and I was monitoring them on making sure that they don't make bad mistakes. I let my children be who they wanted to be. You understand what I'm saying? So when I took Asia out, I was really in the Asia world. And I was letting her have her own ideas on where she wanted to go with her business and do this and that. And I was just following her. And whenever something come up, so that's the same way when you see me with them, I'm actually in their world whenever we're out here together. And that's what make it exciting. That's what made it exciting for me to keep getting up every day and go see them versus me like, this is what y'all gonna do, this is what you're gonna do, and this is what you're gonna do. You know what I'm saying? I pretty much let them be themselves.
That's right. But see, like you said, I want to give a shout out to Super Business Girl.
Super Business Girl in the house. Super Business Girl in the house.
Yes, I have seen how she actually, you know, had the knowledge to promote herself with her father. You know, her father, DJ Madco, was very instrumental in her progress as an artist. And she has Super Business Girl. My daughter Shakoya is in Super Business Girl, her organization. She's a poet. She's with Barbizon. Shout out to Detroit Youth Choir. She's in Detroit Youth Choir. All of that. So we were just like, you know, there are chances and there are ways that you can see jewels in your community, in your children, in yourselves, and all of that. So that's what we about here on the Light Being Show with DJ Madco and Kelly D. Brother Al will be with us. We're going to broadcast from Brother Al soon.
Brother Al, y'all remember?
Shout out to Brother Al.
Brother Al in the house, man. We're going to put him on the hot seat.
We're going to put him on the hot seat.
You know what I'm saying? We're going to have to get that. Who you want to get that on your show or you want to get that on my
Your show.
You want to put that on my show? I'm going to have to write a hookup on there. And I hope he go. You think he'll go for it? Or am
Yeah.
Okay, then give him an opportunity to say what he want to say and everything. And, you know, and because the brother is kind of deep. But, you know, my people don't really have the patience to listen to him the way he talk. He remind me of that dude the teacher on Ferris Bueller. And 1 plus, you know, so, you know, but we're gonna put him in the hot seat. And so we gonna see if I can't get him to stuttering and all of that to bring out some of that. Bring out that real shit.
Shout out to Brother Al. We're gonna continue on with the program. DJ Madco in the mix. Like I said, DJ Madco did some mixes of my music, and not everybody can hang with me musically. So DJ Madco, shout out to me. He did a really good mix on
Let me see if we can pull it
some
up.
of my songs.
Let's pull it up.
My EP, I won the Music Cares Award. I won an honorary. Like, it's a recognition from the Grammy. I sent in my work and they did recognize me. You know, I wasn't really, when I did the project, I wasn't really trying to.
We outside broadcasting live. It's a nice day out here.
It's a beautiful day. I wasn't trying to be, you know, better than everybody or no star, but I do music, and I remain anonymous a lot of time on the projects that I'm involved with. So when I got recognized, I started promoting it. It's doing well. DJ Madco did the mixes for it. They came out really, really what I wanted to present, how I wanted to present music.
Well, let's play this one. Kelly, you want me to pull this one up?
Go ahead.
Okay,
DJ
let me pull
Madco,
it on up. Let's see what we come with.
Produced by D Win, so it's DJ Madco, D Win, and Kelly D. In the mix.
What's the name of this one? Let me see. Hold on, it's gonna come on in a minute. Hold on. What's the name of this one right here?
The name of this song is Heartbeat. It's by Kelly D, D Win, DJ Madco. Shout out to Worldwide Core Radio. What's up, y'all?
Ever since we met, I came from here, I made you wet. I really want you to get here. You put you on the net. I told you from the start that I give you my heart, don't leave me in the dark. Make a hobby, we should never depart. Loving you, crazy, loving you, amazing, oh it feels right when I'm with you,
Okay, this how you mix it. Watch. Okay, this how where I know you now. Baby. Right. Check it out now.
Ever since we met, not about the rest, not really impressed. I really need you to get here, 'cause you're the best. You are the only one. Baby, come and give me some. Get on up.
Right.
I really need you to get here. When you're done.
Mix it.
That rocking so hard. Hey, look, we're gonna take it out. We're gonna take it out with this one.
Madco, Kelly D, what's up?
Hey, y'all, we're gonna see y'all later. I'm gonna take it out with this one right here. She went ham on this one, so I hope y'all enjoy this one. Word. Taking y'all out. DJ Madco on the Kelly D Live show. Thanks for having me on here. We was kicking it.
DJ Madco in the house. Woo!
Detroit in the house. This how we do it in Brightmoor. January the 9th. Full weekend went by. You got me. You got me. Yeah, I had a really nice time on the Kelly D show. I enjoyed the music. And hey y'all, you know what I'm saying? Shout outs to the samples that, you know, that I put in this mix, you know what I'm saying? If y'all know who they are, y'all know who they are. But I guess we just gonna end it like that. Peace.